Hello friends. I was fascinated this week to read an article by one of my favorite authors, Leroy Lawson. He wrote an article in the Christian Standard in which various Christian leaders were asked to describe what event in their lives had served to make them more like Jesus. Lawson, in his inimitable way, talked about his son, and his son used to be a bodybuilder and taught his dad no pain, no gain. They had a great relationship. And it was later, when that son was in his early 20s, the little article doesn't go into details, and we can respect the privacy where it would remain silent. But from the way the article reads, it's clear that Dr. Lawson's son took his own life. He talked about that pain that took place at that time, but then goes on to actually call that one of the defining moments in his Christian growth. He explains that from that moment, from that episode, that he had a whole different understanding of God sending Jesus to die for us and what it means to lose a son. He says that some of the things that always seemed just so certain and clear-cut were replaced by a new understanding, a new tolerance, some new patience. He had a better way of empathizing. He also said he understood a lot of things that, like prosperity and material things, for the illusion that they were. None of those things really compare when you've really experienced loss and suffering. He says that as difficult and painful as that time was for him, he realizes that he had to have that to get to where he is today spiritually. He still can't pray, he says, to God, give me pain. But he realizes that in the times of pain is when he's grown the most. Wow, what a story and what a testimony. And what about you? My guess is that as you reflect back over the pages of your life, you would also probably find that it was during the darkest hours, the times when things seemed most difficult, that actually were the times that you grew the most. You know, it's times when we realize that we don't have anything else, that we realize that Jesus is all we need. It's times when we realize that we have nowhere to look but up. We realize that that's where we needed to be looking all along. That's perhaps why James says in his epistle, consider it all joy when you consider trials and testing of many kinds, because the testing of that faith develops perseverance, and then perseverance brings us maturity. He goes on to say, if you need wisdom, ask it, and God will give it freely to you. I'm just thinking this week, what is it that you're going through? What is it that you are still experiencing some scars from? I think that God can use every one of those scars for His purpose. And if we'll allow Him to, He can turn those most difficult things into growth in our lives. Now, make no mistake, I'm not trying to offer a simple wrap up into a neat little package all the things that happen. I don't know why things happen, and we'll probably never understand everything that's happened until we're one day with the Lord in heaven. I do know that He loves us, and He's promised that He can work all things together for good in our lives. He can take our tragedies and our suffering and use them to mold us into stronger Christians and stronger followers. Being tested by fire sometimes is not a bad thing. If we can be of any help as you're walking through whatever your fires are, let us know. We love you. Allow God to mold you. God bless you.